Hi everyone, it's Bookies Can Lose again with our correct score trading video. I hope you enjoyed the video I posted earlier today where I showed the basics of correct score trading. This afternoon I will show you our high scores strategy in action. So just as a reminder, let me go to our bookiescanlose.com website where all the strategies we are currently testing are explained. So the high scores strategy is based on two basic points. You select a game where goals are likely, and that the match will likely go over 2.5 match goals, and also it's very important that both teams will score. Then you back either 1-3, 2-2 and 3-1, or add 2-3 and 3-2 to that. As a second point, you lay over 1.5 match goals as an insurance to cover the liability on low scores. As you know, and I mentioned that in my previous video, literally every football game can go either way, and you cannot be sure that a goal will be scored. So for the purpose of this video, I'm using a minimal stake. So what I've done is I went for the first option, so I backed 1-3, 2-2 and 3-1 for a total of €5, and as you can see, the profit is almost equal on all the scores, 28.14, which is very good, which is 600, almost 600% profit. Now I have also, as per the strategy, I laid over 1.5 goals at 1.23, which was a really cheap lay. So I added 1.23 to my overall liability, but I'm having €5 back if there's less than 2 goals in the game. Now the game will start in 10 minutes, so let me explain why I have picked this game. So we'll go to Flash Scores, to Sweden. Let's see the stats. Okay, so there is a strong favorite, as you can see, Malmo. They are facing Djurgarden, but it's second versus sixth, but it's not entirely like that, because if you have a closer look, you will notice that Malmo, even though they are second, they have only 2 points more than Djurgarden, and in fact their record is very similar, because Malmo won just 1 game more than Djurgarden, and Djurgarden have just one draw more. So after 12 league games, I would say that that both teams are performing pretty similar. if we look at the form, Djurgarden is undefeated in 5. Malmo lost 2 in 5. So really the price offered for Malmo win is a bit too short in my opinion. I think Djurgarden will score. And yeah, you can see that Bookies are offering 162, 167 for both teams to score, so it's likely to happen. And also 2.5 goals are priced very similar, around 1.6, 165. So Bookies are expecting 3 goals or more both teams to score. So it can be a really open game. Now, last game, by the way, if you look at the head-to-head matches, Malmo is not able to win with Djurgarden in last 4. So again, for me, that 157 is a bit too low. But let's look at the latest results. Malmo at home, their game with Häcken it doesn't really fit here, because the other games they scored 3 goals in each. They conceded 1 goal. Remember, 3-1 is our target score. So this looks good. This game, I don't know what to think about that one. 3-0 with Advitabergs. They kept a clean sheet. Yeah, Advitabergs are at the bottom of the table, so they were not able to score. I can understand that. Then Djurgarden, they also had a game with IFK Göteborg, a 0-0 draw. With first Göteborg. But before that, they had 2 games that they won 3-2. They had a game that ended 2-1. And also their last away game with Malmo ended 2-2. So 2-3, 2-3, 2-1, 2-2, 3-1 here, but it was 3 years ago. So these are the scores we are looking at. We want this game to end around these scores. Malmo won the last game with Kefle 2-1. Kefle's 8th. So, but they scored only 15 goals. Djurgarden 23. So I really believe there will be goals in this game. All right, so we are ready to go. Our starting position is set, and it's 5 minutes to the kickoff. And I'll pause the video now, and I'll be back as soon as there are goals. Hi again, guys. This is Bookies Can Lose again. It's half time in our game between Malmo and Djurgarden, and as you can see, Djurgarden leads 1-0. I said earlier that I am surprised seeing the price being so low on Malmo, 157. Now I do really regret that I have not laid that price. But it's 1-0 for Djurgarden. If we look at the statistics, they had 7 goal attempts, 3 shots on goal, 4 shots off goal. Malmo had 28% possession, 3 goal attempts, 4 shots on goal. So I would expect an equalizer from Malmo in the second half. They had 5 corner kicks, Djurgarden had 4. And Djurgarden had 4 goalkeeper saves. So it's evenly matched game, really. So let's look at our trading. So 0-0 is obviously dead. It's 1-0 at this point of time. The price for 1-0 for 0-1 is 5. Our profit sits here on 1-3, 2-2 and 3-1, which is a bit far away from 0-1. Also, yeah, we could cash out in the over under 1.5 market for a scratch. So what are our options? I will definitely leave this bet running because it can end 0-1, and so this insurance I am leaving as it is. Let's see what our correct score trading strategy says. Okay, so our high score strategy says that if it's what should be recommended, what should we recommend? So if it's 1-0 or 0-1 at half time, we should be backing going 2 goals ahead, 3-0. So in this case we should back 0-3 and 2-1 with 1-2. Now this is also a statistics showing in which minutes of the game both teams were scoring goals, and as you can see, Malmo is a team that scores goals in the first half. 64% of their goals they scored in second half. Djurgarden is totally the opposite. How much is this? Around 70% of their goals they score in second half. So Malmo will attack. They can concede, but I think they will score at least one because Djurgarden, they had a clean sheet in the last game, but then they conceded 4. Yeah, this one is a bit tricky when the underdog scores. So let's look at the prices. So we have 1-2 8.2, 2-1 9.4, and 0-3 29. So this is, yeah, so if it's 0-2 at 29 is very high price, so I think I could back that. So 1-2, 2-1 and 0-3. Now as far as the stake is concerned, my stake was 5. So let me start with this. This I will go for a very small stake, because 29 is very high. So I will go 50 euro cents here. So I'll need just to do this. And so, you know, this needs to be a percentage of the total stake. I don't want to go high here to have a big green here. So it's 29 will give us 9 profit. Okay, that's fine. So I'll go with that. So I'll have some green on 0.3, and I will increase my liability by 50 euro cents here. So this is, yeah, so it's 841. And then I will go 2-1 and 1-2 for 20% of my initial stake, I think. I could go higher though. If I went this, it would have 9.5, 467, 645, 8 and 23. Good, yeah, I'll do that. 8294. Let's see whether we can get a bit higher odds. Eight, 4, 9, 6. Yeah, we will get 9, 6. 9, 6. We got 9, 6. And then 1, 2. I'll go for 8.4. 8.4. If we get that, we'll be settled. $8.4. We should get that 8.4. 8.4. Yeah. Okay, I'll go 8.2. $8.2. Second half is about to start, actually. We'll start in a minute. So we need to get matched. At 8.2, I hope I'll get that. So the so what are our risks? I go for 8 and just match that bet. So what are our risks in this trade? We would like more goals in the second half, that's for sure. So if it stays 0-1, I will lose 9.50 in the correct score market, but I will win 5 in the over-under 1.5. So it will be minus 4.50 if it stays that way. I don't think it will. Now, if it's 2-0, then we will be 1 goal away from 2 target scores, 0-3 with 467 and 1-2 2 with 607. If Malmo scores and make it 1-1, we'll have our green on 1-2 and 2-1, and if they score, we'll sit on will be near the target scores 1-3 and 2-2. So let's see what happens in the second half. If the score is closer to our target scores, we'll be able to lay some green from these target scores. The second half is just about to start. I'll pause the video now and I'll be back when there are goals. Hi guys, it's 52 minutes and Malmo equalized as expected, really. So now our position is very good, I would say. Of course, the over 1.5 market is dead, so we lost 1.23 there, but now the correct score market comes into play. At this point of time I can cash out for a very nice profit. So I can end the trade with the profit overall, but what I'll do is I'll just back 1-1, because we have all the other scores 1-2, 1-3, 2-2, 2-1 and 3-1. All these we have backed. So the only danger at this point of time really is that the score stays 1-1. So what I would like to do is I would like to back this score, but in order to ensure, so it's a good thing I didn't make it. If it's another goal, let's see the flash scores. It may be a goal, it may be a penalty, it may be a red card. We'll see in a second. Flash scores still show 1-1. So it was a yellow card. Nothing bad happened. Okay, so so what we can do is we can back 1-1. I wanted to do that, but the price is a bit crazy. 3.45, that's a good one, but I would need to back it for €5, and then I will ensure a nice profit. 2.57. So if I go 120, I lost 123 on over, so I will go 123, 121. Will I get 3.4? Let's see. Yeah, I got 3.4. Okay, so here is our position. So if it stays 1-1, it will be a scratch trade for me. If it's 1-2, I have 187 here, minus 123. So a scratch trade really. If it's 2-1, then I'll win a bit more, and our target scores will come into play. I can cash out now for a profit of 394. I will not do that though yet. 394. It's 4. You know, these I know these stakes are low, but you know, you need to think of it as a percentage of your original stake. So my original stake was 6.23, so it's like 50% profit. We can end the trade in a 50% profit right now, but I will leave it as it is for the purposes of this video. If it's 1-2 or 2-1, we'll be close to our target score. It's 30 minutes to go, so I'll leave it this way. Pause the video and I'll back as soon as there are further goals. It's 71st minute of the game. It's still 1-1, so it's 20 minutes left. We're still sitting on our target scores, which are 1-3, 2-2 and 3-1 in this trade. And I'm thinking about cashing out actually, because at this point of time I'm being offered 3.40, and I started doubting whether there will be 2 additional goals scored in this game in 20 minutes. So if I'm successful, I will cash out and secure a profit here. Even if there's 1 goal scored, we'll have a small profit. So let's see whether I'm able to do that or not. Okay, I am. So this is the end of our trade. Feel free to comment. You know, your decision. Maybe you would make a different decision, and wait for another goals. I decided to exit this trade. So I'm now looking at 3.67 minus 120 here, 362, 364, 364. Right, so 360, around 360ish, minus 1.20. It's basically around 40-50% profit in this trade. And I think it's a good result given the score. It's 1-1, and remember our target scores were 1-3, 2-2 and 3-1. 1-1 wasn't also good because our over-under insurance bet was lost. So if this game ended 1-1 and we didn't do a thing, we would have been in a very bad position. I was able to secure around 40-50% profit, so I'm happy about that. I'm looking forward for your comments. Please feel free comments on that on that video, and I'll be back in 15 minutes just to confirm what the final score of this game was, and See you then. It's 90th minute of the game between Malmo and Djurgardens. It's 1-1, so it seems the decision I made about cashing out was a good decision. So I recorded approximately 40% profit in this trade. It's nothing to complain. I would take 40% profit every day. That was possible. So a good trade overall, especially especially because 1-1 was not at all among our target scores. We were aiming at higher scores like 3-1, 2-2 and 1-3. We secured 40% profit even though we lost our insurance bet, which was effectively under 1.5 goals. So a good trade overall, 40% profit. Feel free to comment on that video. I'll be happy to see your views on this trade, and I'll be back with new videos for you very soon.